All right, we're getting ready to kick off here. We've got two longtime stables of high school national championships. We got the Charlotte Tigers, Kansas City Blues, both of them veterans, been here many, many times. Should be an outstanding game. Kansas City won the Tier 2 national championship a couple years ago. Charlotte has always been competitive, competed national championship several years ago in the Tier 1 bracket. So here we are. We're off the kickoff here. Kansas City's got the ball. Looking to set up a series of crash phases here. Starting off a little slow, trying to gather themselves as they take it up. Comes in a little high, but gets the ball down, ready to roll. Set up a series of crashes. That's a big run by the big boy right there. Taking it up. Probably look to exit here. They do. Right down the center. Fullback's in perfect position. Takes it up, head down. Off he goes. Gets a nice dominant run, gives them nice go-forward ball here. If they can play it quick, they should have some plays, but a little bit slow as they try to gather themselves with a submarine tackle. Another crash coming in. Kansas City defense very willing, pushing them back, putting the 9 in a scramble position. Defense is up. Kansas City defense very willing, putting Charlotte under a lot of pressure right here. They try to reestablish the form, and Kansas City just keeps driving them back. Charlotte's going to be in a position here where they're going to probably have to hit a kick. And it looks like he's going for the box kick. Let's see if the Kansas City defender, he's up a little bit. Ball floats, takes it right up the middle. Both teams are kind of battling back and forth, trying to establish a little bit of gamesmanship and position here as we look for somebody to get a first line break here and establish some dominance. They go back to the big boy, hammers it up. Can't quite see his number. So far, the Kansas City defense has been pretty dominant. They get the penalty for not releasing. They should go for a kick here. They've got the wind, so they should have some pretty good field position, hopefully inside the 22. So we get kind of our first set piece here in the scoring position. So far, Kansas City has looked a little bit stronger in the early 2-3 minutes of this game, especially on defense. But this first line out here, we got a little bit of wind, not a ton. So we should have what would be a quality line out. But, man, it's the national championships, that first line out of the tournament. Just, sometimes the hooker's a little nervous. The lifters aren't quite ready. It's a big moment for the boys. So we'll see if they can execute in the big moment or if they're just sort of getting their feet under them. Looks like Kansas City set up here. Looks like they're going to crash it up to the big boys. It's going to go 9 to 10, 10 to the big boy. Number 4 there. Looks like Flo, but they don't. Ball comes in awkward. Kansas City attacks. They've got go forward ball here. Got pick and go, taking it in. They've got the back set. If they want to have a go here, they have a chance to have a go, but they're going to pound it up some more. Keep it in tight. Once again, 3 in a row. Gets just a half a line break. If they play quick, they have it. It's a little slow. Reestablish. They had a chance there, but a little slow. Coming around the edge, the big boy. I think that's the 8. Hammering it up. Ball is loose. Ball has been knocked on, knocked forward. Charlotte gathers it. They're in a bit of a scramble here. They need to gather themselves, get a phase or two, and then probably hit an exit. There's phase 1. He's running a little sideways, but dominant carry. Looks like they're going to go a little indecision. Another dominant carry, though. They need to get an exit here. They need to gather themselves and get an exit. They look a little frazzled as to what they're going to do and who's going to take charge. If they're not careful, they're going to find themselves outside the 22. This is their last phase here. They need an exit. They're going to run it up. Man, the Kansas City defense very willing, but looks like they might have been just slightly, nope, not rolling away. Not rolling away is the call. So Charlotte playing on the edge. Refusing to exit, just going to hammer it up. It worked out in their favor. Like, as a coach, sometimes you're like, that's not the play that I wanted, but the rugby gods had a different plan, and it turns out in Charlotte's favor. So they're going to get a penalty kick here to get themselves out of trouble. If he can find touch, and he does just barely. just barely finds touch across the 50. So Charlotte, again, probably not the play that coach wanted, but sometimes that's the way it goes. The old no, followed by the go, and then the celebration, and that's exactly what we had here. So Charlotte, no doubt, will take that. So we've got their first line out of the game here. See, Kansas City was a little rocky, but see how Charlotte handles their first line out. Right to the mid-jumper, off they go. More great defense by Kansas City, though. Whoever's teaching their defensive has the boys pressing up hard, causing all kinds of grief. Ball's a little slow, but the big boy hammers it up, gets good go-forward ball. But once again, a little slow for Charlotte, a little slower than they would like. The ball's a little sloppy. It's not quite placement well. Beautiful tip pass, though. Gets the man loose. Another pass. He's loose. He looks like he's going to walk it in. I can't see the number there. But, that's the great thing about rugby is Kansas City makes several really elite defensive plays, puts Charlotte under a ton of pressure, pins them inside the 22. Unfortunately for Kansas City, you get a penalty. You get a line out. You get more great defense, but then just a great tip pass, and it puts everything loose. That's one of the things, as we watch a lot of high school rugby, as we look for the next elite players, we want those kids, especially in the midfield, those locks and those props that can hit that tip pass. Most of these kids can hammer it up really hard, but if they can get that tip pass into space, he creates that line break, which is what we had there. Line break into another pass, into a score right under the post, and next thing you know, 7-0. So tip of the hat to Charlotte right there. That was some pretty quality, skillful rugby to bury them or pull themselves out of a hole down here inside the 22. So we've got Charlotte with the early lead, 7-0, just a few minutes into the game here. Looks like it's going to go to the left over here. Puts it right on him. Charlotte brings it straight up. Good decision. Hammer it up. And what do we got here? I didn't see exactly what the cert called there, but he's going to have a chat with the captain. Not wrapping, perhaps. Looks like maybe what they called there, so a not wrap play. So Charlotte gets a penalty. Going to go for touch here, and then back to the lineup. The last lineout was great, right down the middle. Perfectly executed, set them up for their first score. And he finds touch just a little bit over the 50. All right, here we go. Charlotte's got the back line set. Looks like they're going to try to hammer it up if and when they get it. I don't know exactly if that was intended, but it worked out. Charlotte's got go-forward ball, playing it quick, hammering it up. But, man, that Kansas City defense, they are willing defenders. They've got some space out here if they can get it. If they can use hands, they got some space. Oh, another beautiful tackle by the 13 for Kansas City. What is that? Campbell. Man, that defense is up quick. It's going to cause Charlotte a lot of problems today, unless they can get it wide. And they had it wide right there, but just sort of an ill pass that doesn't quite find hands. But Charlotte continues to hold possession and just looking to reset. But the way this defense presses up, they're going to be hard-pressed to get line breaks. And by the textbook, you'd look for a kick here, but Charlotte has so far not been willing to kick. But it looks like we might get the box kick here. It's coming in. Kansas City looks to be in good position to counter. Got some pressure on him, though. Nice defense by Charlotte. They were ready for that. So, and looks like we got a penalty. Not rolling away right there. So, a pretty good executed box kick. Great defense by the Charlotte, but unfortunately just A little bit of a mental error there puts him in a bad spot, and Kansas City gets the ball again back down here just outside the 22-meter line. Pretty much right where they were at the first time they had that line out that didn't quite go to hands as they wanted. So let's see if they can redeem themselves here with a little bit better execution in the big moment right here. They're kind of in tight. They're not really looking to spread the field here, so it probably looks like the big boy's going to hammer it up if he gets a chance. Once again, can't quite execute on that line out. Charlotte steals the ball and looks to hammer it up, get a little half-line break here. If they play it quick, they'll have something reasonably quick if he can get it out. They've got some space. There's a little tip pass. Down to the edge he goes, and he's off to the races here. See if he can cut it back inside. That's the 14. Gill Jr.'s got it. Looking to hammer it up. Oh, the big boy, number 2. Gabe Davidson with the big line break. And they have it out wide if they can use the hands and get a tip pass in here. There, out the back, that's just beautifully executed out the back by the lock. And he's got the line break, and it looks like he's going to walk it in. So what we've really seen so far is the Kansas City defense in tight on the crashes has been really elite and caused Charlotte a ton of problems. But on the 2 occasions where Charlotte's been able to get it outside the 12 channel, whether it be out the back or with the tip pass, the Kansas City, kind of 13-14 haven't been up and pressing hard enough and has given Charlotte some opportunity to get loose. So if that's the case, if Charlotte can move the ball wide, it looks like Kansas City's going to have to adjust their defense a little bit. But on the crashes, Kansas City does cause them a lot of problems. So it's just a matter of Charlotte getting the ball wide, exploiting the defense, and making 2 really great plays. 1 tip pass and then 1 out the back from the lock to, I believe it was the 13 who just put him around the edge. So tip of the hat to Charlotte right there. That's right how you draw it up as a coach, right out of the textbook. And he hits the kick. I believe that's 14-0. So last time, Kansas City just sort of booted it down the middle of the field there rather than kind of try to hang it up nice and high and put them under pressure, give them a little space. Let's see if they continue that strategy or if he tries to put it up and force Charlotte under a little bit more pressure. Same thing, kind of just haphazardly boots it down the field, although this time it finds space and rolls out of bounds. So again, as a coach, sometimes not maybe what you would want by the textbook, but very effective strategy. Charlotte's got the line out, but they're going to be pinned about the 10-meter line here. Any kind of mistake will put Kansas City in a perfect position to get a turnover and potentially hammer it in. Quick change of phase here. So let's see if Charlotte can execute under pressure on the 10-meter line. Backs against the wall here. And they do. They get the execute. Now do they get a nice boot? Oh, he gets hit as he kicks. The ball's up in the air, flopping around. Charlotte has the ball in the try line, flinging it around. Very dangerous, but they forward pass. Wow. As a coach right there, your blood pressure's through the roof. You're like, oh, my God, what are we doing? What is going on? But the boys just out there trying to make a play. The ball is flopping around inside the try zone, panic mode. Just get the ball to your best athlete and tell him to make a play, and that's what they were trying to do. But I think there was probably a forward pass in there somewhere, maybe a knock-on. We'll see what the Sirs have in mind here for us. Speaking of the Sirs, can we get a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the pink-yellow jerseys? It's a look. They're definitely not going to be confused with any of the players, that's for sure. Looks like we had a penalty on Charlotte, so Kansas City's got a tap on the 5-meter line here. And they hammer it into the big boy. Again, I can't really see the numbers very well. The blue and the white is, man, it's hard to see. But Kansas City's got the ball on the 2-meter line, looking to pick and go right over the line here. That's a big, strong run. He's a little high, though. Ball shoots loose, lands right in the Charlotte player's hands. Unbelievable fortune for Charlotte. They've got the ball. Will they look to exit? That would be the smart move here, but they're playing a little slow. They do look to exit. Gets a brilliant kick right over their defense, bounces across the 50, but we had offsides. So, man, that's so I think Kansas City was offsides. They were, and so Charlotte's got a penalty. So rather than being Kansas City ball on the other side of the 50, Charlotte will get a line out and probably get their own ball back on the other side of the 50, this side of the 50. Let's see, puts a monster boot on it. But this is a tough spot to kick, dead center of the field. Wind's blowing a little bit. Like, you just want to get it out. Get it out is the number one goal, and that's what he does. Doesn't get a lot of distance on it, but gets it out, gets them possession. And their lineouts have been good so far. They've been jumping up to the middle there to was that Flo, perhaps? Xavier Flo, I believe, is the kid that's hitting the jumps. All right, so Charlotte has shown, and again, looking at this Kansas City defense in here, they're in tight, and Charlotte is out wide. I mean, they have space for days if they can get it out wide. I would love to see the Kansas City defense slide out a little bit more and get some coverage out here, but that's not the strategy so far. Line out goes awry. Got a knock on by Charlotte, and Kansas City is going to get the ball back just outside the 22 with a good platform here to attack. I assume they'll go scrum. They will. So here we go. The 12's got his hands up. He's looks like he's ready to get that ball. What is that? Gabe Brooks. I think that's. I guess it could be. It could be the 15. Again, I can't see the numbers very well. Out the back they go. Right into the big boy. Takes it up. Gets a nice little half line break. Once again, if we can play the ball quick here, they have action. They do play it pretty quick. Get positive flow. Big man, the number one, he is a handful. Seth Talley, like, that's a kid that just early on I've noticed. Hard runner, makes line breaks, big tackler. Kid that has looked really good in the first 20 minutes of this game. There you go. There's a half line break and an offload. Kansas City's in a really good spot here if they play the ball quick. They move it. They're going to slow it down, though. They're going to sort of pick and go, crash it. It's a safe play. It's the safe play. Playing it quick here. They're in a great position for a score. Is he going to get the half break? And he does. He does. So, once again, me as a coach, I would have loved to seen him play it quick and go wide right there. But they know their strategy. They hammered it up real quick and then snapped it back to the weak side, which you love to see because you know the defense isn't going to be quite prepped for that. So, quick crash to the right and then a snap back to the left and easy going. Like, you know, again, I would have loved to see it go out wide, but that's really good textbook play. That snap back, that's kind of a higher level deal. You know, you see a lot of teams, they go right. But if you can go right, and then a quick left, a lot of times the defense won't be prepped. There'll be a gap there. Maybe they'll be short-staffed, and you get exactly what we saw there, which is a nice little try by Kansas City. So that should make it 14 Charlotte, 5 Kansas City. And this is a tough kick. You know, he's off here to the side. The wind's gusting. National championships, like, tough kick. See how he handles it. And looks like it's going to come up a little short. Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. So we've got 14 Charlotte, 5 by the Kansas City Blues. All right, here we go. Is he going to put it up higher or is he going to send it deep? Let's see what he's going to do. Kid was offsides. He puts it straight up. Ah, that's unfortunate. So should have a scrum center here at Kansas City. Perfect attacking platform, like the best out of the best, 10 out of 10 situation for Kansas City. Go left, they can go right, they can put a box kick on, they can kick it deep. They just have 1,000 different options of what they can or can't do right here. Looks like they're talking about coming over here in my direction to the right. It seems to be the body language wise. Let's see what they do. They're going to go, they're going to go 8-man pick to the right. Didn't really have any support, though. He's running off by himself. Like, I would like to see the backs insert there a little bit so he'd have had an offload play. But they've got good momentum here. They got good go-forward ball. If they play it quick, they should be able to keep that up. There's my big boy. I'm a big fan of him. Big fan of Seth Talley. I like that kid. There's an out the back. The 7, he had an opportunity there, but he kept it in. Sometimes holding it's the best decision, but it looks like he's going to get held up, and Kansas City is going to lose this ball. Let's see here. Yes, yep. That's textbook. Charlotte held him up, brought him down, held up in the maul. I mean, again, as a coach, textbook maneuver right there. If you're Kansas City, you're just frustrated. But what happened was he went out the back. That 7 got the ball, and he sort of was indecisive on making the pass or taking it up. And so rather than getting his body position down, he was kind of standing up or almost leaning back a little bit, and he just got snatched up. And, that's sometimes the way it works. Sometimes you make that play and you outsmart yourself and you outsmart the defense. In that case, the Charlotte defense didn't go for the fake and just snatched him right up. And that's how you get that turnover. So we got basically scrum center, Charlotte's ball. They've had an opportunity. And, again, if I look over here on the left side, they have space. The Kansas City defense is willingly giving them the edges. He goes out the back. He's got him right here. That 14's a handful. He got loose earlier. Man, he's a stepper. Look at him go. Look at him go. Good grief. 14. Oh, he gets him, just pulls him down, but he releases. He gets up. Gets kind of slung down. Who's that? That's Gill Jr. again. Man, Gill Jr. got some speed. Looks like a 7s player. Charlotte's got a great platform here. They've got lots of space out wide, and big man puts it down. Gill Jr. twice now has gotten loose, showed his ability to step some kids, make some plays. I'm sure if we got him on a 7s field, he would be a deadly athlete. So that 19 Charlotte, 5 Kansas City, and this is in my opinion, this is a very makeable kick right here. I mean, he's got to slide it in, but it's a kick that very makeable. As opposed to the Kansas City kick that he had earlier, it was it's a much tougher kick, further out. Wind was gusting, winds died down here a little bit. Should be a kick. He should be confident he can hit this. Oh, and the ball falls off the tee right as he was about to approach. He's going to go for the drop goal. That's unfortunate. But the rugby gods had spoken, and they decided that 19-5 was going to be the score. So Kansas City, once again on these kickoffs, have sort of taken a unique attitude of just kind of hoofing it down the gap here without hanging it. One of the times Charlotte countered really well. The other time it sort of indecisive, bounced out of bounds. They go for it again and right to him, and he takes it up again. Charlotte get a couple crashes, and then they'll try to exploit it out wide to Gill Jr., who just continues to be a handful for him. That's a big boy, too. He's had a couple big runs as he's come through there. The 9 does a pretty good job of taxiing. There's Gill Jr. again. The cutback, nice little offload. We've got a forward pass, unfortunately, though. Forward pass. The Charlotte 9s have been taxiing a lot, and, it's something, when it works, it's exceptional. Sometimes if they taxi a little too much, the defense can press up, and by the time the 12 gets the ball, he's kind of ate up a little bit. So, it can be your best friend. It can be your biggest enemy. It just sort of depends on what the defense is doing. The way Kansas City's defense presses up, I think it might get him in trouble. And if they do it enough times, you get that pick six situation where that 12 shoots up on defense and just snatches that ball and off to the races he goes. So we'll see if the 9 continues to taxi out like that. And if Kansas City can take advantage of that 9 continue to taxi. But sometimes they shoot up too hard, and that 9 takes that gap, and then off he goes. So once again, it's just always a factor of who catches the breaks and who can make that play. This is a really tough kick. He's going for touch on the far side of the field here. Woof. And, man, he just gets it out. Just gets it out, but that's all that matters. So Charlotte's continue to have pretty good lineouts going to the 4. Xavier Flo, I believe, is who they keep throwing it to right there in the middle. He's 3 for 3. I think he's looks like that's who they're going to again. Yeah, every time right to him, just textbook. And once again, Kansas City is just leaving Gill Jr. out here with space. If I was a coach, that would make me nervous, but they continue to back that strategy. Charlotte's going to go a little weak side here. Oh, he hit the tip pass, but the man wasn't ready, but he managed to gather it, and Charlotte keeps possession. Once again, they're going to look to hammer it up a couple times and try to get it out wide here because that's where the gaps are at. They just got to play it quick. He's going to, gets blocked, lands right in the Charlotte player's hands. He's got space. They've got space out here again. Gill Jr.'s a little, he's kind of out of position. They play it quick here. They should be able to get some go-forward ball. Good. They keep looking to go out the back. That's definitely the strategy. Is he going to be there for the ruck? Yeah, he wasn't there. Just a little slow to support. Charlotte was a little slow to support on the ruck, and Kansas City guy made a beautiful snatch. Got that ball loose, and they get the penalty. Once again, I apologize. I'm not giving numbers here. The way that the Kansas City jerseys are, from where I'm at, they're very hard to read the numbers. It almost looks like kind of like just a big blob. So I apologize to all the parents out there that I'm not giving the names. For those interested, I'm looking over at the other field. It looks like the Nashville Raptors are up 24-5 over the Montana team. I'm not sure what their name is. Probably just starting the second half. There's a little tip pass, nice little line break. Does he have support? He's a little bit on his own, a little isolated, but looks like no rap was called. It was a nice little tip pass that they got that line break. Will they go for points here, or will they hit the line out? What are we going to go with? Looks like he's going line out. See if he can dial it right inside the 5 here. And is it going to go out the back? No. Hits it, 5-6 meter line. So brilliant kick. Brilliantly executed right here. Now Kansas City, their lineouts have been a little sloppy. And Xavier Flo, the Charlotte lock, he's got up there and caused some problems a handful of times. So let's see if they try to throw their best of their best play right here. The gold standard go-to, I need a score, I need a play. They go front jumper, brilliant. Take it down for the maul. That's brilliant as a coach. You're like, great. Oh, he's throwing the ball around. Can't have that. Cannot have that. As a coach, it's just like drives you crazy. You're on the 1 meter line, and now you're all the way back here on the freaking 10 meter line. Little slow, very slow, giving Charlotte every opportunity to come up, put big hits on him. If they're going to attack, they're going to have to play a little bit quicker than that. They've got a little half break here, though. They've got a half break. They play it quick. They've got action. Going on the weak side here. They've got possession. They keep attacking the weak side. Oh, that was as a coach, you're just tossing your clipboard on that one. But I think maybe they had penalty advantage, so that would make sense. They had penalty advantage, I'm okay with it. They didn't have penalty advantage as a coach. I'd have been a little frustrated with that play. But either way, they got the ball back here. They've got options. They can go points. Looks like they're going to hammer it up to the big boy and try to get back on the 1 meter line. A little indecision right there. Hammers it up on the 5 meter line. Once again, if they can, hammer it up, control possession, they should be able to work themselves into a position inside the 1 meter line here where they've got to play. They keep going. They keep looking weak side. There comes my boy right here. He has been a handful. Tally. They're under the post. They've got to play right here. If you can get the offload, they should have it. Can't quite get the offload. So they reset. They're moving quick. Nice tackle. Nice tackle by Charlotte to get him down on the 1. And they hammer it over and they dive across. I've not seen the signal yet, though. I think the refs are going to have a conversation about maybe a knock-on. And we get a score. So Kansas City, a couple quick hammers and then spread it across the field. Literally, 50 meters across the field and get a great little brilliant score right in the corner. Nothing to complain about right there as a coach. You're very pleased with that. Hammer, hands down the line, score the winger in the corner. Perfect. Once again, though, he's got a tough kick. You see this games come down to kicks sometimes. And Charlotte has had 2 pretty much right under the posts. And then, obviously, unfortunately, the one that blew off and he had to drop goal it. And Kansas City, both their kicking opportunities have been tough kicks. Far side of the world. Wind just keeps gusting. Every time they go to kick, the wind keeps gusting. It's a tough kick. Puts it up. And he's just wide left. So, what is that? Kansas City has 10, and Charlotte has 19. 19 to 10, and that looks like we've got halftime here. So, all right, so we're getting ready to kick back off here. 19-5, I believe, is the score. Charlotte's in the lead. Really, it comes down to a couple things. Charlotte has done a really good job on 2 or 3 different occasions of going out the back, getting the ball wide to Gill Jr. Kansas City has pressed really well inside the 12 channel, but outside the 12 channel, they've left gaps outside, and Gill Jr. has gotten a chance to get loose on it. So if at halftime, I would have told Kansas City that maybe the fullback or the 13 to press up and cover a little bit wider so they can't get it out the back. But outside of that, it's been a pretty even match other than those 2 breakaways, both led by Gill Jr. 19-10, Charlotte is in the lead. So now, exactly, they tried to go out the back this time. Kansas City pressed up, but they missed the tackle. The 12 gets loose and literally takes it 80 meters. Who is that? John Telly. So, unbelievable. Kansas City does exactly what I talked about. They spread wide. They press up. They have Kansas City pinned in a position where they're in a world of trouble. And the captain, Telly 12, just makes an incredible play. Stiff arm, steps a kid, and then takes it 80 meters. So as a coach, you're like, listen, we did exactly as I asked. Unfortunately, we just fell off a tackle. And, that's just the way it goes sometimes is you fall off tackles. Like, everything's done. Your footwork's great. Your body's great. Everything's perfect. And the rugby gods just did not let you make that tackle. And Kansas City does everything perfectly. Tilly just makes an incredible play. Just says, give me the ball. I'm an athlete. I'm going to make a play. And takes it 80 meters. And just in the blink of an eye, Charlotte goes up. They were up 9. And looks like they're going to go up another 7 right here. And they do. So 26-10, Charlotte. So the question will be on this is, can Kansas City come back and answer, or was that just a punch in the stomach that they can't get their breath back from? But they had the right defensive strategy. If they can execute it again on a deep ball, then the opposite could be the case. Instead of Tilly making a great play Kansas City turns them over inside the 22. They get the ball back, and then they score. So everything was in place. They just have to execute a little bit better. Kickoff's made. Looks like, I think that was the lock. Was that Byron? As beautiful tip pass. The tip pass causes some more trouble again, and Charlotte gets loose. That's the second time we've seen them hit the tip pass in the 12 channel and get loose. So it's been a handful. They've got good go forward ball here. Oh, he's got his hands on. He's playing on the ground. The 9 taxis, and looks like we got a turnover here. A little bit of sloppy ball. Kansas City. The Charlotte lock turned the ball over, knocked it on. Kansas City has regathered it. They've got the ball right here just outside the 50-meter line. Ball is flopping around. It's definitely loose. Kansas City regathers it, gets some form, gives it to the big boy. He takes it up. Looking to play it quick here. A little slow going at the moment, but they've still gained possession, and looks like he dropped it backwards, so it was not a knock. He knocked it backwards. If I'm Kansas City right here, I'm looking to kick, but neither team has shown a lot of kicking in, three knock-ons in a... All right, well, I thought Kansas City knocked it on. The ref didn't see it perhaps, but in the end, they got the ball back, so all is good. Not releasing. Kansas City has the ball. Once again, this is a tough kick, though. He's on the far side of the field. He's got to get that thing out. And, yeah, he doesn't. I mean, that's a tough kick. He's got to boot that thing a long ways in the wind. I might have faced the other direction and just went for the short, easy kick. But it works out in their favor. Looks like Kansas City with a forward pass. So almost the same outcome as had he got it into touch. I would argue maybe a better one because they get a scrum rather than a line out. And as a coach, at this level, at the high school level, I often feel, especially in the wind at the national championships, a scrum is a 99% success, where line out, maybe 65-70. So I would argue that after all that chaos, Charlotte comes out in a better spot with the ball in an attacking platform. But once again, if you look over here to the far side, Kansas City is leaving a big gap outside. If Charlotte goes out the back, it's going to be a handful. But Kansas City steals the ball in the scrum. But looks like feeding maybe. I'm not sure what. Or maybe the hooker lifted his foot early. Kansas City. Yeah, I think the hooker maybe lifted his foot early. No, I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure what the call was there. At either rate, Charlotte has the ball back. There's a big space out here wide. You almost have to believe that Kansas City is going to look to go out the back. Gill Jr.'s squared away here looking for the ball. Look at, he's dancing around back there. He wants that ball. He's ready to get it. He knows the ball's coming to him. Let's see. Let's see if they can execute it. Here we go. Ball is in. Looks to be clean. 12. Little tip pass. They still have it out wide if they play quick. There's Gill Jr. He's got it. Gives it to the 15. 15 takes it up. Sets it. Probably look for a hammer here. High tackle. Yeah, that was unfortunate. That was unfortunate. The Charlotte 8-man there took it in, ducked his head just a little bit, and the Kansas City defender's arm kind of slid up, got him around the neck, and, as a ref, that's just an easy high tackle. It's unfortunate, but by the letter of the law, that's 100% going to be called a high tackle. So Charlotte gets a line out. They have been extremely successful hitting the big man in the middle on the lineouts and then attacking platform. And, they've been going out the back last time they kind of hit that tip pass on the crash, and it was very effective, but they still have space out wide, and they got Gill Jr. over on that side, who's had a heck of a day so far. They go to the front jumper, and they're gonna maul it. They're gonna take the maul. He kind of goes weak side. I don't love that because he might get driven out of bounds, but he keeps his body position, works, gets on the deck, and looks like they're going to try to hammer it up to the 12 with a tip pass inside tip pass. Don't see that often, but it's effective. And they've got quick ball here, hammering it up to the big man. Still playing pretty quick ball. Out the back, they're going to go out the back. The 15 takes it, hits a beautiful gap right up the middle. Takes it just outside the 5. They've got many numbers over here. This could be a position for a score. But Kansas City, great defense. Makes a great defense in the open play. Charlotte's still very effective threatening right here. They've got their formation set up. They're hammering it up. They got the big boys coming in right here. And now once again, oh, beautiful tackle. That's my boy. That's my boy right there, Seth Talley. He's had a big game. And Charlotte went from a position where they were in a great position to score. All of a sudden, Talley puts him on the back foot, and the defense is up. Gill Jr. gets loose again, gets another wiggle. I want to see that man on a 7s. Oh, man, he knocked it on the 2-meter line. But, man, he's got a dirty little step on him. I would love to see that kid play some 7s. Charlotte was maybe 1 or 2 phases away from what could have been a walk-in try, and then I believe Seth Talley just makes a massive hit, drives them back, and forces Charlotte to start scrambling around, find their formation again. Gill Jr. gets it wide, tries to step a kid, and just sort of gets the ball hit out of his hand, knocks it on. So just, Seth Talley sets all that up, makes a great play. So tip of the hat to him. And so Kansas City's got a scrum down on the 5-meter here. They're buried deep. They're going to try to get a good platform here, and no doubt the 10 is going to try to put his foot to it and get it, outside the 22. Give them some breathing room. The 10 was that Tommy Hendricks. The 10 for Kansas City most likely is going to try to just put his foot to this and hoof it out as far as he can. Interesting enough, Charlotte's not on the sideline over here. If I'm the swinger over here, I would be on the sideline. In case he doesn't hit it square and I can catch it and attack it. But he's all the way outside the tram line over here. He's creeping over now. Hey, he's creeping over. And that 9 just flung that ball in there. Oh, they're gonna press it up. Oh, somebody just got flipped on their head there. Now comes a kick. And he puts it out. Yeah. Oh, bounced in, bounced out. So, yeah, perfectly good. Get the quick crash. Give him a better platform so he can kick under pressure. Well done. Tip of the hat to Kansas City right there. That's some pretty textbook rugby to bail yourself out of a bad spot. So Charlotte's lineouts continue to be strong. They keep going to the lock in the middle, Xavier Flo. He's done really well. Put them in a position to get the platform, but they go front jumper again off the top. Just hammered it up. That's definitely obstruction. Yeah, the 5 there, he just found himself in a bad spot. That was just unfortunate, He just found himself in a tough spot right there and just got in the way of obstruction. So, yeah, ref had no choice but to call that. So Kansas City goes from being on their 5-meter line, buried, just hoping to get an exit, all the way to having the ball on a line out just outside the 22. So once again with rugby, man, you get a penalty, get a play here or there. Next thing you know, you've switched field position, and all of a sudden you go from hoping you get the ball out of bounds to a great attacking platform here, looking to pull this back within a score here. Line out comes in. The big man gets it, and he gets loose. That's Seth Talley. He's got one man to beat. He's got the fullback to beat. Oh, fullback makes a great tackle in open space. Got a fullback on a prop. Tip to the head to the fullback. But Kansas City's got a great platform here. If they can play the ball quick here to the left side near me, they've got options. They've got options. They've got possession here. It looks like they're going to slow it down. Take it to the big man. He's on the 1-meter line. They play it quick. They've got space out to the left. It's a little slow. They're going to pick and jam, and they get it in. So that's my boy, Satali, he's just made a handful of monster tackles. He's got some line breaks. He had a beautiful tip pass. Like having himself a game. The big red scrum cap makes him easy to locate out there as well. So he's got the team on his back right here. Made that big tackle down here. Gets loose, trying to bring this game back within one score. And we've got a very makeable kick right here to bring Kansas City right back into this game. Lines it up. Oh, he hits the post. Oh, what a heartbreaker. Gosh. So that puts 15 for Kansas City, and I believe Charlotte has 26, if I'm not mistaken, 15-26. All right, here we go. Got the kickoff coming. It's coming here to the near side near me. Gets the bounce. Oh, number 6 with a heck of a play. Who is that? Will Adkins with a great play. Ball just hits a bounce. He snatches it up. And just in the blink of an eye, Charlotte is on an attacking platform. Hits a beautiful tip pass. They've got go forward ball here. They've got it out the back. They've got space around the corner. But pretty well defended by Kansas City to basically get him back inside the 22. But we've got a penalty. The Charlotte 6 is down. Not sure what happened to him when he snatched that ball. When he snatched that ball off the kickoff, he went down. Might have tweaked to something. Let's see what kind of indication we get here. Maybe his head. He's got that scrum cap on, but sometimes you still take a little bit of a knock to the head here. We'll see if he makes it himself to get back in, and we got to move in a sub here. But it was a heck of a play by him. Just brilliant bounce, brilliant play. So the team's going to take a knee here as the athletic trainer comes over here and chats him up, and we figure out exactly what the situation is. As I look over across the landscape here, I didn't get to see the final score of the Nashville Raptors versus Montana, but it looked like Raptors probably won that game. Looked like they had a pretty solid lead. They did pretty well last year. The Raptors did. I think they finished 3rd in the Tier 2 bracket in their first appearance at Nationals. Did pretty well. So it looks like they might have walked away with a Day 1 victory, which they'll be very pleased about. As a coach in Kentucky, I know a lot of those Nashville players. I know the coaching staff very well, so they'll be very pleased with that as they'll be headed off to Day 2. I believe with a victory. Don't hold me to it, but I believe that's the case. As we get back to our game here, our 6, Will Adkins, looks like he's going to come off. Again, I'm not sure what he does. I'm over here looking at, I don't know. I don't have an indication of what he did. If it was a leg or head injury, but he's coming off. We'll get back to this game here. So we've got Kansas City is on defense. Charlotte's scrum down offense. And once again, I keep pointing this out because it's just so apparent from up here in the stands that they're leaving 20 meters out here of space around the edge. If Charlotte can go out the back and get the ball wide, there's space to be had. But they're going to take the 8-man pick. Well defended by the flanker. Well defended by the Kansas City flanker to bring him right down. The 12 with a nice little tip pass. Hits him into space. And the 9 just kind of mailed it to nobody here, but they still got the ball. They still got possession. The 15's got it. The 15's has a couple line breaks today as well. They've got squared away. They've got the whole field here, so we should have a crash followed by an out the back. But unfortunately, he knocks it. Unfortunately, the Charlotte number 1 just knocked the ball right there, turned it over. Kansas City has it. Now, the problem is Kansas City's kind of sporadic right here, and they need to get set up. They need to get their platform. They need to get attacking. They need to make good decisions because they're pinned deep here, so they need to make good decisions, hammer it up, and then potentially look to kick it away and put the pressure. Yep, they do. They kick it away, puts it right in the gap in the middle. Unfortunately, Kansas City didn't really have a great chase, and without having a great chase, Charlotte's got the ball. They've got loose in the corner here, and they're right back where they started, right back on the 22, but he knocks it on. So the winger, the number 11 for Charlotte, great carry, but ball slips out, knocks it on. And we're right back to where we started about 3 minutes ago with Kansas City having the ball, looking to kick it away. The 10 gets it, kicks it right into the middle of space. But once again, the chase, the Kansas City chase is not flat, not beat. And if he gets around the corner, he's gone, and he does get around the corner. That might have been a forward pass. It was. Man, Gill Jr. is like, Coach, I was gone, but it was definitely a forward pass. It was almost perfectly in line with me, and as soon as it left his hand, I thought it was a forward pass, and it was. Ref nailed it, and I 100% agree with that call. But Gill Jr. probably highly disagrees with that call because he might have taken that to the house. So we should have scrum down, Kansas City ball. Need to get a play here. They definitely need to get a score to bring this back into a one-score game and put Charlotte under pressure here as the game nears an end. Love to have them get a score here. Looks like we're running some subs in, some front rows, Kansas City front rows coming out. Big boy, he's had some big crashes today, played a very, very good game for the big man. Number 3 there, Pauly. Might have been an early engagement by Kansas City. Ref says, let's go re-scrum here. I thought they engaged a little early. I thought he might nail him, but in the spirit of more rugby is always better rugby, he says, let's just have a re-scrum. So here we go, Kansas City ball. The 10 has his hands up. He's ready for that ball, and I think they're going to do a crash here to the 13. He's looking like he wants it. Penalty on Charlotte. Kansas City's got the ball. Looks like they're going to go for touch and try to hit that attacking line-out platform. And they do. They get the touch. Kansas City, once again, they need to come out with their best play here because they need a score to pull this in and put some pressure on Charlotte as this game starts to near its final moments here. Looks like a little indecision from Kansas City as to what they want to do, what line out they want to run here. Take it straight up to the front jumper. They get them all very well, very clean executed. And to get a line break. Unfortunately, my man, Setali goes out of bounds. So beautiful line out, beautiful quick maul. Unfortunately, just found himself drug out of bounds. It's just unfortunate. He taps the chest. He goes, that's on me, coach. That's on me. My mistake, my bad. So he's got to make up for it here. He needs to make a big play, get a big tackle. Pin Charlotte deep if they can, although Charlotte's most likely going to try to kick this. We get tip pass, lands in Charlotte's hands. Charlotte has the ball, looking to attack. Got a good platform here if they can play it quick. A little slow, little indecision. He's going to put the foot to it. Yes, he does. Finds space, finds gap. That's the 10 right there. He's going to get it. He's going to have a go. Oh, that's a beautiful poach. Did he get it? He nailed him. Yes, sir. That was a brilliant poach by the, is that the 12? That's the 12 that had the big run earlier, John Telly. So, once again, a big run, and he gets a nice poach right there. Just a 10 out of 10 poach to kind of give Kansas City a little bit of a kidney punch there. They needed a big play. They needed a score. They needed to put Charlotte under pressure, and the opposite happens. Charlotte's 12. The captain does what captains do, makes a big play in the big moment, and allows them a eat up some time here and get a line out just on their good side of the 50. Charlotte's mixed it up here a little bit. They started off early, going to the big lock in the middle, and then the last couple lineouts, they've kept it sweet and simple. They went front jumper with the maul. Very simple. So let's see if they keep that front jumper strategy or if they go back to the middle and the attacking platform. Oh, beautiful steal. Beautiful steal by Kansas City. Oh, he slips out of his hands. He knocks it. That's unfortunate. Right there, you would have loved to have seen that tip pass. He kind of turned his body sideways and tried to went to go for that angle. Love to see him have a tip pass right there and put a guy through a gap, but that's just not the way that it worked out right there. So we've got scrum center. Once again, we've talked about this before, the ultimate attacking platform in rugby. We can go left, we can go right, we can kick. We've got the defense on their back heels. Charlotte is back, though. Charlotte is back literally 15 meters off the scrum. They're going to attack near side to me. 10's got it, gives it to the 12. He's had a big game. Gets a little half line break here. He needs to get down quick so they can play it fast. Ball comes out pretty quick. There's a nice crash. The big man, the sub, number 21, comes in. Playing it quick. Little tip pass. Oh, big hit, big hit. Forces Charlotte. Gill Jr. gets it, makes a play, and we have a penalty. So the Charlotte tries to go out the back, but this time, I don't know if it was the Kansas City 12 or the 13, shoots up, makes a big tackle, and forces, the turnover. Just executed perfectly. We saw early in the game where Kansas City was pressing up really hard in that inside channel, and that's probably the second time I've seen where they've shot up on the outside channel, forced a big hit and a big play, and Kansas City boots the ball down here. It looks like they're near the 5-meter line, maybe on the 5-meter line, in a perfect platform right here to get a score, bring it back within one score, and really put the pressure on. But they need to execute. Their lineouts have been a little bit hit or miss throughout this game. Once again, this is where you go, the bread and butter, front line out. Let Big Tally, Seth Tally's there. He's going to probably hit that maul and try to drive it in. I mean, that's what I would do. I would go front jumper, let Tally snatch it, and let the big man have a go. They go fake lift, bring it down. Tally has it. There's drives coming. They're moving, they're moving, they're moving. They look good right here. If he can get it down, that should be a score. And it does. Textbook. Literally, as a coach, there's nothing that makes you happier than in that moment. We need a score. We're on the 5-meter line. And you ask your players, like, what should we do? Like, should we do this? Should we do that? No, we're going to go with our best player. We're going to go front jumper. Going to run the fake, and that's the key because the defense knows it's coming front jumper. So you hit the fake. That way you get a nice clean ball. You bring it down. Let it to your big man. Let him drive it over. Put it down. All of a sudden you've got a game. I mean, that's textbook execution by your players. And as a coach, there's nothing that makes you smile more than when they execute exactly as they're supposed to of something you worked on all season. As I always tell our boys, be big in the big moment, and that was big in the big moment. So we've got 20 to, I believe, 26. I can't see the score. And it looks like he just shorted it. 26-20. So what's the time left? I can't see the time. Can't be, but I don't know, less than 10? Surely less than 10. Kansas City's back in this thing, and they need a score and a conversion. A little bit of pressure. You can see the fans are getting riled. The the teammates over here, they're bouncing around, they're jumping up and down, they're excited because all of a sudden we got a game right here. That's a brilliant kick. It floats back in the wind. Charlotte's going to catch that and retain it. It floated up there in the wind and sort of almost blew back across the line. Oh, there's the 12. There he goes again. He's having another big run. He's going to get in. He's going to get in. Oh, he gets down at the 1. Tackled at the 1. Kansas City gets it. Charlotte got it. They're tied up. They're literally on the 1 meter line. He's got to get down, though. He's got to get down. They're going to pick and jam it across the line here, the best of their abilities. It's sloppy. It's definitely a big pile up right in there. Sir says held up. Sir says held up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The 12, Telly snatches it, takes it up, gets it all the way down to the 1 meter line. Several pick and goes. Real sloppy. Ball gets held up, and Kansas City gets get out of jail free card. They have, what are they? Oh, my goodness. Oh, my Lord. A whole lot of indecision. Ball lands right in Kansas City's hands. Kansas City goes from, as a coach, what are we doing? What kind of decision is this? To all of a sudden we're on an attacking platform. We've got the ball, and we're on the move. Unbelievable. Coach is probably ready to launch his clipboard, and the next thing you know, he's, clapping over here. Some big rucks, hitting some big rucks from Kansas City. Kansas City has that, sometimes you have that momentum. They're just go, 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 go. They got it awful tight, though. They got it awful tight. They need to hit an out the backer, kind of get a little half line break here. They're going to be hard-pressed to get line breaks with these crashes. They need to add a little bit of spice to it, a little bit of a play. Somebody needs to make a play. Oh, and he knocks it. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen a tip pass there or an out the back because Charlotte was feeling the pressure right there. You could see him feeling the pressure, feeling a little anxious, a little bit unsure of where they needed to be. Kansas City had the momentum. They just went back to the well one too many times, in my opinion, as a coach. It was probably 4 or 5 crashes in a row. I'd have liked to see 2, 3 at the most, and then a different strategy, and out the back. Even perhaps a run to kick option would have been not too bad of an idea. So we got a scrum. Charlotte has the whole back line on the far side of the field here, looking for an attack. They got the captain. He's going to get the ball, and he's going to take it up. Why not? He's the captain. He's got line breaks all day, and he gets another one. Gets another line break, maybe 15 meters. Sets him in a good platform. A little slower than I would like to see it played, but they still got space out here. It's at the 15. The 15's had a big game today. He hammers it up. He's not like the biggest of humans, but he runs hard and finds little creases. That's another great crash right there. They've got quick ball. They've got space out wide. They're going to go out the back. There's the captain with the ball. He doesn't quite execute the passes it needs. 19 gets it, takes it in. Is that a poach? Is that a poach? That's a poach. Yes, well played. Well played. Well played. Is that the that's the 2. Versfield, I believe that's Versfield for Kansas City. Charlotte's got go forward ball. They're doing all the right things, and he just makes a brilliant poach. So once again, Kansas City has the ball. They need a score plus a conversion would put them up by 1. And time's dwindling down here. I can't see the time, but it's got to be getting close. Not straight. Nope, he's going to go with it. Nope, not straight. He was right on the border of could have been called either way. The AR and the sir, you could see them having the eye conversation of yes, no, and he gave him the thumbs down. And Charlotte's going to have the ball. They're probably going to go for scrum. I would go for scrum. They're chatting it up. Yep, they're going to go scrum. Scrum's just a safer bet. Once again, 95% win in a scrum, line out. At this moment in the game, everybody's tired, 65-70% chance. It's the safer bet. They've got set piece. Once again, Kansas City's given Gill Jr. space outside. Now, they haven't had a chance to really get him the ball in the second half, but if they can get him the ball, he is a handful. But they might kick. They look like they're like in a kicking position here. He's just like sort of has the body position like he's going to kick. And he does. That was it. I'll give Kansas City a lot of credit. They came back. They made it really tough. But at the end of the day, Charlotte gets the victory off to day 2. And I think we got another game coming up here. The Thunder are getting ready to play Doylestown out of Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. So game 1, Bluefield done. Off to the next. We'll be back here shortly.